Saturday in the Roman pagan sun calendar. The Julian Gregorian calendar, Popish calendar. Anyway, so it's interesting. Um, you know, in regards to the word Judaizing and all that, they really want to be a bad thing. The Judaizers and all that. Um, and it's funny how people actually tend to understand some of the things and yet I think come to wrong conclusions. In regards of, Jesus broke a huge amount of the man-made laws of what do you call it? The Jewish, what shall we say, traditions, the customs of the Jews. So, when you read the Gospels, he broke one after another pretty much. He pretty much pissed the leaders of the Jews and Pharisees and scribes and pretty much pissed them pretty much off because he broke one after another of their man-made laws. So, anyway, but people want to use the Judaizing as a negative thing. Now, the Jews do, believe that that Jesus was the destroyer of Judaism. That was the word, they believe that Jesus was, a destroyer of Judaism, and in some sense, in regards of all their customs and man-made laws and all that, he was breaking all those. And anyway, in regards to the word Judaizing, is not a negative word. Jesus was a Jew. He was keeping to the law of Moses in regards to the 5 books of Moses. That is, the first 5 books in the Bible, So the first 5 books of Moses, he kept the festivals found in the first 5 books of Moses. He didn't keep Christ Mass, or in Denmark we call it Yule, and that's, a lot of pagan, ways this way. Christ Mass goes back to the Antichrist and his false cookie Jesus and all that, and you can see him on the television at Christ Mass, the blasphemous mass of the Antichrist, anyway, and doing all his other abominations, bowing before our idols and images and kissing them and all that, and cookie, the cookie thing that, or was it the crucifix that I can't remember. Anyway, it's disgusting. And I could only see, what did I see? Like 10 minutes or something like that of this abomination. I was just totally enough for me to see this. Anyway, so the Antichrist is shown in the television, and now the world is gathering around the Antichrist, even the so-called Protestants, because they don't know who the Protestant protest is against. And the Protestant knew where the Antichrist was to be found. You see, the Antichrist has been here for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, yet it seems like a lot of people don't know where he is in our days. And we have all these, ways. Oh, he's over there. He's over there. He's over there. He's, whatever. Maybe that's the guy. No. You see, the Antichrist is the office and seat of the, as I call it, the papacy, which, most people, if they know about it, will know it as the papacy. That's the Antichrist of the number 666. And he has been here for a long, long time. The little horn of Daniel, which is Roman, it's on the Roman beast, You have 4 beasts, and the last beast is Roman. And in regards of the 4th beast, there's a horn that comes up plugging 3 other horns. And that little horn, is, things to change times and laws. Do we have anyone that have fought to change times and laws, Maybe Romanizing, from the very beginning of the 1st century, breaking down the law of Jehovah and then calling people Judaizers for, keeping the law of Jehovah. Well, if you can take out the law of Jehovah, what do you have left? If you're going to stop keeping the celebrations that is found in the Bible up here, in the first 5 books of Moses, which is written, which are the festivals of Jehovah, which Yeshua, as most people know him as Jesus, as Yeshua kept. That would be Passover, 7 days of unleavened bread, after the Sabbath of those 7, whenever the Sabbath is, in regards of those 7 days of unleavened bread, you begin to count to 50. And then you have, after 7 Sabbaths, the day after, you have the festival of weeks, or the festival of weeks, pretty much. And then you have the Day of Trumpet, you have the Day of Atonement, you have a day of the Festival of Sukkot, and the last great day. These are the festivals that Yeshua kept. And by the way, the New Year doesn't start in winter, okay? The New Year starts in spring, because Passover is in the first month of the biblical calendar. So if Passover is in the first month of the year, and Passover is in the spring, well, then the New Year doesn't begin in winter. Anyway, there's a huge amount of different tracks in regards to that, of course, and I'm getting a little off topic, I guess, or off track. But anyway, you have the Jews keeping New Year in the fall, instead of the spring, which is they keep in the beginning of the 7th month of the 7th moon, because the month follows the moon, not like in regards to the Roman pagan calendar, sun calendar and all that. That does you cannot use the moon to know where you are in the month. But you can if you use the biblical calendar. Anyway, so Jesus or Yeshua did not keep Christmas, or as we call it in Danish, Yule. And of course, Christmas goes back to the Antichrist in regards to Roman Catholicism and all that. Pretty much the Roman mystery religion with new clothing on, in some sense. Wolves in sheep clothing. Anyway, the whore riding the beast, In any case, drunken by the blood of the saints. But anyway, let's get. So anyway, what I got on a way of wrong road here. Oh yeah, so Yeshua didn't keep Easter, and he didn't keep Christmas, and again Christmas, going back to the Roman pagan, filthy religion of insanity and all that, led by the Antichrist of the number 666 and all that, the beast that has been given the power, from Satan. Anyway, the triune tyrant, also known as, or the Pontifex Maximus, in regards of the high pagan priest. Yep, that's the so-called Pope. I call him Poop. That's much better word. But anyway, in any case, in Denmark we call this celebration for Yule. Yule goes back, I did the lexicon the last pagan New Year in regards of Janus and all that, because January in regards of the pagan god looking to this direction and that direction, behind and forward and all that. Yeah, that's, again, pagan bullshit and all that, and nothing to do with the Bible. Nothing to do with the Bible. Anyway, So what was? Oh yeah, we call it Yule in Denmark. Now Yule goes, as far as I could see in regards to the lexicon I was going. It's just it's so sad to see that all this information that is out there and usually was freely available, and then they make it like, oh, you need to pay for it and all that. It's just bullshit. I think it's all a bullshit, because it's like, it's like keeping the information away from the people. That's just bullshit. You have these pages, and the internet closes down more and more, and you just see it one way. It's just incredible. And now, of course, we have the 5G coming up in regards of amazing control and that's a anyway. Let's keep to the thing here. But that's insane. They will be able to if there's cameras everywhere, they will know where you are. It's like you pretty much can't hide. Anyway, and of course the radiation from the anyway. Let's not get okay. Keep on the topic. Okay. So Christ Mass, which we call Jul in Denmark, goes back to the word Jølner, and Jølner goes back to the pagan god Odin. Oh. You see, in Denmark, apparently they tried to actually change it to Christ Mass in Danish, which is Kristus Messe, but that didn't really succeed. Now, of course, what does Christ Mass have to do with the Bible? In any case, is it the spirit of truth? Or is it the spirit of error and lying and deception and drinking and whoring and whatever goes in regards of, these stupidities of, it doesn't seem to be the spirit of truth, So, and it's not found in the Bible. Well, if in regards of biblical things, in regards of, God told us not to do as the pagans, right? Don't do as the pagans. So, and that's pretty much in regards of Easter, Christ Mass, the pagan New Year, all this bullshit and all that. Halloween, Halloween. That's pretty. It was something that wasn't there when I was it was something that came around in my younger years in regards of Halloween here in Denmark. Well, has that to do with the Bible? But of course the churches don't care. Oh, it's pagan! Oh, let's get it into the churches and promote it! Yeah, but don't come around with those, those celebrations that are found, those festivals, those appointed times, that is found in the Bible. Oh, now you're a Judaizer, a radical, an extremist, and many other words, that they tend to use to... what is it called? Can't remember. Anyway, there are other words, let's see here. But anyway, to get away from actually keeping something that is found in the Bible. No. Let's have all the pagan traditions inside the churches. Well, wait. We are disciples of Jesus Christ who kept the festivals found in the Bible, and yet you don't want those in, but it's okay with everything else. As long as it's pagan, as long as it's not written in the Bible, it's okay. It's okay. Then it's okay. It's just traditions. It's like, it's like Jesus, was breaking all the traditions of these, Jewish leaders and all that. Let's see here, radicals. Let's see if we can find more of these words. Or maybe I should take my glasses on. Let's see. No. Radicals, extremists, Judaizers, legalists. That's 4 of them at least. I think that's more, but yeah, you're being, you end up being called so many things over the time and all that. It's just so being called Judaizer. Is that a bad thing? Tell me again. What do you want to be, a Judaizer or Romanizer? Because that seems to be the thing that has been going on through down the what do you call it, the centuries. You see it in regards of history and all that, how the devil gets his foot in the door and begins to get the people away from, that's Judaizing. Well, Jesus was a Jew, wasn't he? Right? He wasn't a Roman, right? He was a Jew, right? Are we understanding that Jesus was a Jew, being the Jewish, king and all that? That's what was written, right, on the sign on top of him in 3 different languages, right? That, what was it called in regards of, I said the king of the Jews, right? In 3 different languages, So you have the king of the Jews, and who kept the festivals found in the Torah, And yet you think that's wrong for his disciples to do? And you think they will lose salvation if they begin to do it and reject all the pagan bullshit and all that? Have people lost their marbles? I don't know if that's a good saying. Anyway, it's just incredible. Yeah, let's see, radical extremist, Judaizer, legalist. I think I have other posts where it was longer in regards of. Apparently, I can't find it at the moment in regards to the search results here on my Facebook. I made a little, a little dingling thing at some point. Anyway, but the thing is, we see down through the ages where they Romanize and attack those guarding, protecting the law Yehovah. And, for example, you have, what is it called, John Chrysostom. So just John Chrysostom in the, let's see if I have the right date here. Chrysostom in the, that's the information here. 8 sermons from Chrysostom. John Chrysostom against the Jews, right? But not only against the Jews, against the Judaizers. Homily 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8, and also the extra thing that was missing. They found another place. So anyway, I read it all. But anyway, and he attacks these, these Judaizers and the festivals of the Jews and all that, which Yeshua kept. And yet he goes into the date. This is in regards of 386 to 387. So this is the last part of the fourth century, and he goes on to attacking these things. And then he goes on to promote. What does he go on to promote? Christ Mass, because in Rome they knew when Jesus was. So he goes on to promote Christ Mass in the 4th century, and yet he's attacking the festivals of the Jews, because maybe we should use the Bible to see what we actually should do and shouldn't do. Maybe we should let the Bible be the, what do you call it, the measurement? I think that's a pretty good word in English, I guess. So, do we find Christ Mass in the Bible? Oh, no, we don't find. Do we find Easter in the Bible? Oh, no, we don't. And by the way, in regards of Easter, I know some call it Passover as well. And I guess the Danish word is, in some sense, the Passover. We call it påske. But the thing is, it's Easter in regards of. But the thing is, we can already see early on the conflict between the congregation in Asia Minor, and in regards to the congregations in Asia Minor, these are the congregations that rejected the so-called Apostle Paulus, or Shaul. And so anyway, but they continue to keep Passover, and most likely, as far as I can see, they probably kept all the festivals found in the Torah. So, but one of the main things that is a big issue in the beginning is in regards of Rome and Asia Minor, in regards of keeping Easter or keeping Passover. And we have a wonderful letter from Polygratus, and Polygratus right back. Maybe we should get a little further back. We have Polycarp, that's another guy. So Polycarp, goes to Rome to try to correct them, because apparently they picked up this false doctrine, this tradition in regards to when to keep, differently than according to the Bible. So then we see that later on that Polycarp gets martyred and all that, and not all in regards to the numbers and when and so forth, but it's around trying to do the best in regards to the memory. So Bishop Victor in Rome writes to the congregations in Asia Minor. And by the way, if you want to know that all the congregations in Asia Minor rejected Paul, go to 2 Timothy 1:15. That's Paul's own words, So anyway, and then you can go to Revelation 2:2, I think it is, and maybe read read all these 7 letters from Yeshua written by Apostle John, or Yochanan in Hebrew, to the 7 congregations in Asia Minor. And one of them is including Ephesus, where we know that Paul was. But anyway, so we see this letter from Polygratus going back to Bishop Victor in Rome. And so it's actually interesting that the letter doesn't really mention the great Apostle Paul. That's it mentions John and it mentions Philip, and actually, he's great, in regards to the Philip's grave, actually is that's this place at that point where it actually, in regards to the letter and all that. Anyway, that's whatever. So that's also something in regards to Mary, in regards to the place where she should have died or something. I can't remember what that was. Anyway, it's long. Anyway, that's well, I guess it matters in some sense. But anyway, in regards to what we are going for here. So anyway, there's a wonderful letter, and it's just, this is Polygratus writing to Bishop Victor. I love that letter. It says like 4 things that, 4 things that we see that is, interesting. I don't know if there's more in that letter, but 4 points that is pretty wonderful to see that. I tend to go back to that letter and read it, again and again. It's wonderful. Anyway, but it shows, one of the things it shows that they didn't take the Bishop of Rome's, as an authority over the scriptures, okay? So the scriptures was, the letter ends with, we are to fear God more than man, So it seems like Victor might have actually made some, and afterwards he became apparently very angry and wanted to excommunicate, these congregations in Asia Minor. He already thought that he had the power to do that, apparently, So anyway, well, of course, the little horn is a stout horn and all that. But anyway, we see in history how it goes downhill, how Rome is attacking God's law and so forth. In 325, we have the Nicene Council, and if I got the right document, if that is a valid source and all that, it says that yippee yippee yay! We are now all in agreement to all keep, keep Passover according to the traditions of Rome. I can't remember it word for words, but anyway, so we are now all in agreement to all be in error with the traditions of Rome. So anyway. Yeah, that's yippee yippee yay. Apparently not everybody thought that was a good idea, because we can see after 325 that we still have Chrysostom, speaking against people keeping those those festivals found in the Bible. And he really goes at them, So he's, some of the places just very, very, it's like, see here. And he, of course, uses Paul a lot. That seems to be the thing where, you see. But anyway, just be careful of Paul, because Paul leads people into lawlessness. And if Paul can be used to break up the festivals of Jehovah, it doesn't matter which one we keep or not keep and blah, blah, blah. One day one person keeps one day for God and another keeps another day. Well, wait. What did God say? The 7th day, right, is the holy, blessed, sanctified day that he rested, right? At the very beginning of creation around 6,000 years ago, right? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, not Sunday. No, Sunday is the first day of the week, okay? The so-called venerated day of the sun god, Sol Invictus, which is the same in regards of Christ Mass, the sun birth of Sol Invictus, which have other names and all that. Doesn't really matter, it's bullshit, pagan, it's pagan bullshit. Just go back to the Bible, okay? Anyway, let's see here, we can find, let's see here. What is this disease? This is John Chrysostom. What is this disease? The festivals of the pitiful and miserable Jews are soon to march upon us, one after the other, and in quick succession. The Feast of Trumpets, the Feast of Tabernacles, the fast, and I'm not sure in regards of the plural translation. Of course, I'm not sure why that would be fast in regards of plural. But anyway, there are many in our ranks, as many in our ranks, who say they think as we do. Yet some of these are going to watch the festivals, and others will join the Jews in keeping their feast and observing their fast. Now again, I don't know in regards to the fast. As I understand it, there's only one fast that is biblical. That would be in regards of the Day of Atonement, where, the scriptures are talking to inflict yourself, and one of the ways to inflict yourself was to be fasting, for example. We see this, that people, when they inflict themselves and put on the sackcloth and all that, and, fix things, what is it, like... anyway, so fasting is one of the, regards of inflicting yourself. So he goes on, I wish to drive this perverse custom from the church right now. So anyway, so he goes on, he wanted to talk to something, but this is much more important, of course, in regards to the Jewish festivals, right? Actually before that he calls it another very serious illness calls for any cure my words can bring, an illness which has become implanted in the body of the church. Well, no. It was there from the beginning, because the Asian churches kept the... Anyway, we must first root this ailment out and then take thought for matters outside. We must first cure our own and then be concerned for others who are strangers. And let's see, jumping a little later here. But now, and actually it seems like by my homilies against the Anomians, that would be those without the law, wouldn't that? But he's himself breaking down the law, so that would be, I guess, hypocritical in some sense. I was just, I'm not sure if that's the word, but it's Anomians. I'm not sure if it. Apparently, that's a group against the Anomians or against people that. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway. But now that the Jewish, those filthy Jews, right? Now that the Jewish festivals, you mean those written in the first 5 books of Moses? Is that what you're meaning? Okay. But now that the Jewish festivals are closed by, and at the very door, if I could fail to cure those who are sick with the Judaizing disease, are we going to Romanize or are we going to Judaize? Let's see. Jesus was... he was a Jew! That's true. He was a Jew. Okay. Anyway, but you see, Romanizing is in regards of the, to pretty much destroy God's law and get people over to do what the Antichrist wants to do them. Think to change times and laws. Who have fought to change times and laws? The Antichrist of the number 666. Now, of course, it takes some time in regards of where you see the Antichrist coming into full power and all that. And we still, in our days, of course, in regards of the so-called New World Order, which is pretty much just the old world order, and I call it poop doom, because it will have the Roman emperor as the head, because he thinks himself, the head of all political power, civil power, temporal power, and all spiritual power. As I understand it, that's the 2 keys. You have the golden key and the silver key. I can't remember which one is which, but I think the golden key was the spiritual and the silver key was the political, but I might be wrong in regards to that. Anyway, it doesn't really, it's just incredible. But now that the Jewish festivals are close by and at the very door, if I should fail to cure those who are sick with the Judaizing disease, I am afraid that because of their ill-suited association and deep ignorance, some Christians may partake in the Jews' transgressions. Once they have done so, I fear my homilies on these transgressions will be in vain, for if they hear no words from me today, they will then join the Jews in their fast. Again, I'm not sure in regards to what fast he's talking about, because, again, as far as I understand it, there's only one fast. But anyway, once they have committed this sin, it will be useless for me to apply the remedy. So, tell me again. So, our master kept these festivals, so you're telling me that if I keep the Jewish festivals that my master kept and actually doing like my master did, I'm now in transgression. But no. Now I need to keep the Roman tradition, right? In regards of Romanizing and all that. Yeah. Anyway, so it is that I hasten to anticipate this danger and prevent it. This is what the physicians do. They first check the disease which are most urgent and acute, but the danger from this sickness is very closely related to the danger from the other. And then it goes on in regards of the anomians, but I'm not entirely sure what the anomians is in regards of so anyway, morning sun's justice, blah 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 blah, worshippers. And it says nothing is more miserable than those people who never fail to attack their own salvation. When there was need to observe the law, they trampled it underfoot. Now that the laws has ceased to bind, they obstinately strive to observe it. What could be more pitiable than those who provoke God, not only by transgressing the law, but also by keeping it? Are you telling me that keeping God's law is bad? Now the law is done away. What did Jesus say? What does Jesus say in regards of Matthew? Would God's law go away? It is easier for heaven or the heavens and the earth to go away than the law to, Anyway, what's that? Matthew 7 or 5 or something like that. Anyway, so, and the funny thing is, they go into this thing of breaking down the law in regards to the Bible, and yet, and by the way, in regards of if we were not to keep these festivals and all that, why would Asia Minor then do it? Again, we have the conflict of Passover. I haven't seen that much of it, but as far as I can see, I think they absolutely kept those those festivals according to the Bible in Asia Minor in regards to the Sabbath, Passover, Day of Trumpets and all that, because these are the festivals of Yeshua. These are about Yeshua. You say, oh, no, Christmas is about Yeshua. Really? Well, I think we have mixed a lot of paganism into that and actually just keeping pagan traditions and then just giving it a little, we're just giving it an outer surface of Christianity, right? Romanizing it, right? Anyway, breaking down God's law, because, those Judaizers, those terrible Judaizers. Anyway, but he goes on and on and on in one sermon after another about, they're so bad and this and that in regards, and then, we all begins to promote Christ Mass, because in regards of Rome, they knew when Jesus was, it's so bullshit, it's full of bullshit. Anyway, so, at least as far as my research goes, in Asia Minor, it's as far, if they kept the festivals of God, they're written in the Torah, well, apparently you don't lose salvation. And as it goes back to John the Apostle and Philip the Apostle, apparently they thought that was the thing to do. And apparently Polycarp went to Rome to correct them in Rome because he thought they were wrong. Because in Asia Minor they were keeping to the Bible, the scriptures. Anyway, Apparently Rome didn't want to be corrected, and Rome wanted to change times and laws as they have done for hundreds and hundreds of years. Now another thing that was was attacked in the beginning by these Romanizers was in regards to the 1,000-year reign on earth by Jesus Christ. And so you already see the conflict from the beginning and how things are beginning to be, it's, because this 1,000-year reign on earth where Yeshua is ruling on earth, that's just Judaizing. You see, it's just, it's what do you call it? It's Jewish fables and whatever. Yeah, well, so the book of Revelation says first resurrection and then 1,000 years and then a second resurrection. You're misunderstanding. Oh, I'm misunderstanding. Oh, okay. Yeah, now you are anathemanized. Oh, I'm anathemanized. I'm accursed for believing in 1,000-year reign on earth where Jesus is going to rule from Jerusalem. Oh. So who gave you the authority to curse me? And didn't Jesus say we shouldn't curse anyone, right? Wait. That's a whole pile of Roman curses coming against me. Wow, it's like, woo. It's this curse, that curse, it's like, hey, it doesn't seem to me to be a Christian organization, Anyway, I don't care about these curses, But it's, I haven't counted them, but it's incredible how disgusting this system is, And they want to call this system Christian. Yeah. Anyway, and now the Protestants, who should know who the Antichrist is, are running back to the same system. The same maniac system that has witch hunted the Christians for hundreds and hundreds of years. And slain them, persecuted them, burned them, killed off their children, and burned the documents they had. Because you're not allowed to read the Bible in your own language. Oh, yeah, but it's a Christian organization. Don't talk hate speech and all that, right? Well, it's the truth. So anyway, but apparently we don't want, it's like, the ecumenical movement, right? In regards of getting us back to the Antichrist. That's the whole point of the Jesuits. To get us back to the Antichrist. You think it's working? Yeah, I think it's pretty good working, It seems like the world is absolutely going back, in regards to all these, so-called Protestant nominations that is out there. Like the Lutherans, and I was like, I can't remember the words for. But anyway, so Luther writes a book what is it called? Let's see if we can find it, It's incredible. Sometimes my memory just doesn't work, Against the Roman, against the Roman institution. No. I'm getting it wrong here. Maybe it's because of all those, see here. Nope. See if we can find it here. Text. No. Why could it be text reference? Should be maybe here. No. Greek, Hebrew, reference tool, ESV, no, general tool. Yeah, there we go. And, it's getting pretty hot in here. There we go. No. We are up here. Church ministry. Oh yeah, against the Roman papacy, an institution of the devil. Just to be totally correct in regards to the trend. So here we go. So this is against the Roman. This is written by Martin Luther, released in 1545, in regards of the opening of the Council of Trent, which have a lot of other curses as well included. Anyway, against the Roman papacy, an institution of the devil. Now Martin Luther died in 1546. And this book was written or released in 1545. So we have all the experience from Martin Luther fixed into this book. What do you think that he believed about Romanism? Well, now, Martin Luther did have issues here and there for sure, But in any case, I would agree, as every other Protestant knew who the Antichrist was. Any case. So there we go. Against the Roman papacy, an institution of Could be, that's not favorite. But anyway, that was one of the books from Martin Luther. Every Protestant knew it. That was like second nature for the Protestants, knowing who the Antichrist is. Is the office and seat of the Pope, okay? You know, the unholy faker, you know, his most smelliness, you know. Anyway, of course, the world knows him as, you know, His Holiness, right? Or his, the so-called Holy Father. That's kind of blasphemous, isn't it? And Jesus said we shouldn't call anyone on earth Father, right? Because there's only one Father and he's in heaven, right? Yeah, okay, but the Antichrist, of course, doesn't care about that, you know. Satan wants all the glory for himself, you know, pretty much. So, he wants to be like God. So, anyway, I think I got a little off topic, I guess. What was the idea of Romanizing and Judaizing and all? Oh, yeah, I might just take a break and just be right back because my stomach is not. So I'll be right back. I'll be back in 5 minutes, I think. That will be number 2.